Guys, as WoW Classic draws ever closer, I mean, it's like 2 weeks away now, we really need to start deciding what server we're going to play on. What realm are we picking for the Hunt for Games overall WoW Classic experience? And having never gotten to experience WoW in its vanilla form myself, I'm really interested in this whole PvP versus normal server type and what it meant in that day and age. So let's get right into it. Stick around to the end for the decision that I'm making what server I'm going to be joining, at least at the time of this video. And join us on the WoW channel of the Hunt for Games Discord, linked in the description below, if you're interested in chatting about WoW with us or joining us and meeting up in game. Now, the reason that this is so interesting and isn't just like the normal, I don't know, PvP versus PvE question that comes up all the time is because open world PvP in its kind of purest form isn't something that really exists much anymore in modern MMOs. You often have to either flag to engage in PvP and alert the world that you are ready and willing to take all comers, or be in some sort of special area or arena that's separate from the PvE portion of the game in some way. We debated the pros and cons of each format heavily in streams, in group conversations, at bars, in conference calls at work. I mean, we've beaten this topic to death, and I'm still no closer to actually answering which one is better. Do we want the thrill and excitement of knowing our enemies are constantly around every turn, waiting to pounce for no other reason that they just hate the color of our name tag, I guess? I don't know. Which in turn can increase the benefit of playing with others because you have that safety net of like a group of friends around you as you quest through the open world, which technically isn't needed. You can quest alone. Or do we want the freedom to be able to level at our own pace, explore the world without fear of constantly being ganked by, people that just have no other better thing to do than make your day miserable? Let's do a quick rundown of the differences between the server types, just in case anybody's not familiar. I did have to look it up to make sure I was exactly correct on what I was thinking. And correct me in the description, and correct me in the comments below if I am wrong about any of this, because it's heavily influencing my decision. So let's get into it. Normal is the classic PvE experience that you'd picture. Your main enemy is the world itself. You can still flag for PvP if you'd like, but it doesn't get automatically enabled in any contested areas. So you can enter those in contested areas to keep questing, and if you see an enemy, they just kind of have to like look at you and be like, I don't like you, but they can't do anything about it unless you say, I'm ready to fight. PvP realms obviously are the exact opposite. You're automatically flagged for PvP in any contested zone. Any zones that there exists that like war between factions, both factions can enter the zone and level and quest there. While you'll still, quest there, gain experience, you can level off enemies and mobs there. It's on a PvP server, anyone from the opposite faction can at any moment attack you for no reason at all. Both of the above also have an RP or role-playing server. These follow the same rules as like, RP is PvE, but players should expect to engage in and expect to see a lot of role-playing going on. The whole rules are that, you should never bring up real-world scenarios. I'm not sure, to be honest, exactly how serious that etiquette is. I would imagine it's pretty serious if you're joining a role-playing server like that. That's the experience people are going for, but I've never done it myself. So let me know in the comments if you've been involved in those servers, and like, how serious is it? If you quickly mention like, hey, I gotta go to the store to grab some milk, someone like, how dare you mention milk to me? I don't know. I'd be really curious. I've heard that RP PvP servers can be a ton of fun because you really get like a whole other layer of that PvP experience that doesn't really exist on the standard PvP. Like I said, I've not experienced it, so it's all hearsay, but you sort of get an even more enhanced version of there's background and reasoning to why I'm attacking you the way I'm attacking you. So I don't know. Like I said, let me know in the comments if you've got really cool stories about that or just like what your experiences were. I'd be really curious. I was shocked when we started talking about this to see how intensely people will argue one side or the other. People truly believe that PvE or PvP realms are the far superior experience and often the only way to play World of Warcraft. You will hear arguments saying like, I wouldn't even touch that server type. I mean, why even bother? I would hear these passionate stories of players fighting off hordes of horde enemies as alliance, with rivalries forming as the skirmishes continue to grow and evolve over the landscape, just like naturally over the course of an evening. Players gaining notoriety for their skill and just totally poaching other players, making life miserable for opposing faction players and unable to even finish quest lines. Friends grouping together to finish those difficult quest lines or maybe get through an area that's heavily contested for one reason or another, seemingly just because the other faction decided they wanted to hold it for a little while. Of course, conversely, others will lament evenings totally wasted, desperately trying to get their course back without dying again to some seemingly unending griefing campaign from some random player as they just keep getting murdered over and over again. And they're like, I couldn't do anything. I was trying to play the game and this guy just kept killing me for no reason at all. And I couldn't do anything. Whole quest lines halted due to a large group of players holding down an area purely to say that they can. I mean, this was one of the pros, but the cons is that, if you're not into that, you just want to finish a stupid quest, it can be maddening. Unfair encounters with much higher level people that are totally rocking you because they happen to be in a low level area and they saw you and they're like, ah yes, a pleb, I'll murder him today. Look, ultimately it seems like both are perfectly valid experiences, and it all really comes down to what you expect from your World of Warcraft gameplay and what you're looking for. Leading of course to my own decision. What am I going with? What is the official Hunt for Games approach to World of Warcraft Classic? And I have to say, I think it's going to be PvP. Look, not because I'm some sort of badass that thinks he can take all comers. In fact, I'm probably going to die quite a bit, especially with all the problems that, streamers have where like people can snipe me and stuff. I don't know, whatever. But it is something that's unique. It doesn't really exist in today's gaming landscape, and it's something that I don't know how many other chances I'll have to check out, if that makes sense. What I kept coming back to is that WoW Classic without PvP is a great MMO with great PvE content, but WoW Classic with PvP is something that's truly interesting to me. It's kind of like running through like a horror game with an infinite ammo or infinite health cheat activated. Is it still scary? Is it still fun? Yeah, sorta, but you don't really have that constant thrill, that itch in the back of your neck that says like you're always in danger. And I've heard that can be so much fun because otherwise these zones are they're just more of the same. But as soon as you get to a contested zone in a PvP server, your whole game has changed. Contested zones aren't really contested if there's no PvP to contest. And besides, it's a whole aspect of the game that doesn't really exist otherwise. I mean, sure, you could flag for it, but I don't know, it just doesn't seem like it quite be the same. Will there be problems with this choice? Probably. And as a YouTuber and streamer, like I said, I'm sure I'll encounter the worst of them. I will find the worst of the community. Not the worst players, but the like scum of the internet will find me and make my life miserable, I'm sure. But I'm excited. Plus, if I'm gonna attempt it, I mean, there's nothing to say that I can't move to PvP eventually, play a different character, and go on a PvE server, so we'll see if that happens. But if I'm gonna play PvP, I'd rather it be at launch while everybody's still leveling, there's still that initial kind of like tumultuous experience. I don't really want to have things like level out. But I want to hear your thoughts. Are you gonna be joining a normal PvP or role-playing server? Are you gonna be joining us? Like I said before, definitely check the link in the description below for the Hunt for Games Discord. Head over to the WoW Classic channel, and we can chat there about WoW Classic, or you can meet up with us on the server that we're going to be joining. I think we're going to end up on Herod. I'm not positive of that, so keep a lookout in the description below, and as I mentioned before, the Discord channel. I'm still trying to figure out where some of the bigger streamers are going. I'm trying to avoid the big streamer servers, just because the craziness that they bring in with like queue times for logging in and everything else. I'm just trying to avoid it. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled if that changes before launch, but I think Herod as of now. Otherwise, guys, I'm super pumped. The first couple days of the launch, I probably won't be available. I think I'm going to be coming back from a vacation, but I am excited as that first week kind of like gets rolling to get that character underway and see what's going on with my Horde Undead Mage. Keep on looking out for more videos like this, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in more videos like this, think about subscribing. And if you already have, don't forget to click that little bell next to the sub button to get notified when new videos go live. Hit me up in the comments with your thoughts on this video, or come hang out and chat with me on Twitch every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And definitely look me up on Twitter or Instagram and Hunt for Games to keep up with what else I've got going on. See ya!